Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us is Gina Gentile. She's the Vice President of Operations at eVestment, a Nasdaq company. She's also on the front line in the fight against COVID-19 with the Georgia National Guard. Gina, it's great to have you with us. We hope everyone's staying safe, and thank you for all of the work that you're doing. Before we get into your service with the National Guard, tell us what you do at eVestment.
Thanks, Jill. First of all, I want to appreciate the opportunity to share what our Guard is doing here in the state of Georgia. So as a Vice President in Operations at eVestment, my small team is responsible for continuously improving our internal operations with each other and with our clients. And as a result, our goal is to deliver simple, user-friendly, and delightful experiences with our products and services.
What have you done in the military, and what's your current role now?
So I started in the military on active duty in the Army as a supply and a transportation officer. And over the past 24 years, I've held a variety of positions as a logistician. I think my favorite position was probably as a battalion commander for an Army Reserve Ammunition Training Battalion at Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, Alabama. I'm currently serving as the Georgia State Emergency Preparedness Liaison. So in this role, I have a really unique opportunity to assist the Georgia State Emergency Management leaders and the National Guard leaders in the state, connecting them with active duty Army and Reserve resources during times of crisis.
What are the positive things that you're seeing as the Georgia National Guard executes missions in support of the COVID-19 response?
Incredible ingenuity. It's just amazing what our Georgia Guardsmen and women are doing here in the state. Most of these men and women are veterans of Iraq and Afghanistan wars who are now fighting an invisible enemy that we could scarcely envision 2 months ago. These teams are purpose-built for conducting Army operations in a wartime environment. So their current mission is completely out of the box, never existed before. I'm going to share a few key statistics to show the magnitude of their impact. So Georgia National Guard and state defense doctors, nurses, and medical personnel are fighting on the front line in 20 different hospitals across the state. They've created 61 infection control teams that have disinfected over 750 long-term care facilities. They're supporting food banks and have packed and distributed over 6 million pounds of food and distributed over 543,000 meals to children's families who are dependent on the public school feeding programs. Additionally, our Georgia Guard is currently helping the state significantly increase testing by opening up 9 additional standalone testing sites, supporting 21 state-run testing sites, and they're partnering with Walmart at mobile testing sites across the state. So our Georgia's top state guard leader, the Adjutant General, Major General Tom Cardin, is leading the charge. He's empowered his leaders to save lives and flatten the curve by conducting these really unique, non-traditional military missions. So while the statistics are eye-opening, the real takeaway for you is, these are neighbors helping neighbors and Georgians helping Georgians. And it's been an honor serving beside them during this pandemic.
Gina, it's quite incredible to see how much you were able to execute on in such a short amount of time and really leverage your experience from active duty. What are some of the challenges associated with that?
So pretty much every war, I think what we've decided is communication's been a challenge. And here are some lessons learned, right? The fog of war exists whether you're fighting a visible or an invisible enemy. So lines of communication must remain open and keeping and flowing up and down and side to side. So there's no such thing as over communicating as a leader. So if you think you're over communicating, you're probably just beginning to be heard and or understood by your various audiences. And lastly, it's okay to hit the repeat button on your messaging.
And on the other side of COVID-19, what are some lessons that we hope to take away from this?
Get to yes fast when lives are on the line. Continuously collaborate and communicate with your partners. And finally, I'd like to end on a thought I shared earlier. As Georgians helping Georgians, we feel the effects on our efforts in the community. And we're confident we're going to win this war.
All right, Gina, on behalf of veterans at Nasdaq and all of our teammates at Nasdaq. We wish you and everyone all the best in health and safety. Thank you for everything that you're doing for us.
Jill, thank you again for this opportunity, and I hope you and your family stay safe during this time.
All
Take
right,
care.
thanks, Gina, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.